In 5 words, I am running for office because representation matters. That's all.
I never in a million years thought I would run for anything.
My thinking was, I'm a minority, I'm an immigrant, and I'm a woman. This is not doable.
I had no intention of running for office. I kept waiting for that right person to come along and say, okay, I'm going to run, and I was going to support that person, and then I decided I was that person.
Especially right now, we're living in a time where people have these watershed moments, young women especially, it feels like, where they say, that was the moment that I knew.
I was one of the folks who was at JFK during the travel ban. I can't envision my journey through all of this, including deciding to run for office, without that experience.
In 2004, I got involved in the Kerry campaign. That is definitely when I realized that we needed more Native Americans participating.
I've been a social justice advocate for over a decade, fighting for racial, economic, and gender justice.
For me, it's always been this consistent buildup of watching policies and programs fail for our communities.
It's about time for women to run for the position, especially in the judicial system.
I think there's 22 women in the Senate, only 6 of which are Republican. At this point, I thought it was time to step out and be a woman candidate.
I'm a military officer, and I really want to bring that military ethos to Congress.
I didn't really have role models who were trans or gender nonconforming, and I thought maybe if I was lucky to survive high school that I could become a hairstylist, and that was the only acceptable profession in my community.
My generation is really not represented in Congress unless you think Paul Ryan represents Generation X. That's the long answer. The shorter answer is anger.
Post-2016 election, you heard a lot of public discourse. People just didn't have this sense of settlement. I was one of those folks.
The reason I decided to run was Trump. It was when Trump said the word p***, and I just was really disgusted by him.
I want to make it very clear that Trump had nothing to do with me wanting to run for office.
I was so unbelievably angry on an election night to see Trump win.
I stopped convincing myself of all the reasons why I shouldn't, and I started focusing on all the reasons why I should.
I made the decision to run for Congress.
If we want our little girls to grow up and know that they can run for office and do all these fantastic things, we have to show them that they can do that.
I love our country. I've fought for our country. I've put my life on the line for our country. And I couldn't not step up at this time and lead.